Hello viewers, welcome to my channel. In this video I want to quickly show everyone that is getting started with the Google Earth Pro as a beginner on some of the things you can actually achieve uh, within the application for your preliminary surveys. Alright, so the Google Earth application is actually best for preliminary surveys, that is the surveys before the actual accurate surveys. So for example, what we will achieve in the course of this video, I'm just going to navigate to the site we were working on in our previous video. So we are going to achieve how to measure area of land parcel. You can actually achieve that from the Google Earth Pro environment without actually visiting the site. This is only applicable if your landed property is fenced. Alright, if the area is fenced, you can actually achieve this, but if it is not fenced, you may not achieve this. Alright, so fenced property is best when you want to measure the area of a land parcel. However, I will just show you the principle. You can actually get your area of land parcel in square meters or other units, and also I'm going to show you how to measure the length of route. So in case you want to conduct your route survey for a project site, okay, if you have a road you want to work on and you have not visited the site before, you can actually measure the distance of the route in order for you to be able to give a cost for the project. All right, so you can measure the length of the route and even see other hindrances within the project site before visiting the site. I've actually told some persons who wants to conduct route survey, okay, what is the length of the road? They did feel like, oh, I have to rent equipment, go to site to measure that. For now, I don't know. I was like, you can just use the Google Earth platform to get that information. So that will aid your costing. In case you want to give a budget for your client or for your company, you can actually know the total length of the route and so on and so forth. So let's get started first with the route. Okay, so if you want to measure the length of a route, a road, so for example, this is a road, although partly it is tiled, so I'm just going to start from here. Okay, maybe they want to patch it up, or maybe they want to do some rehabilitation on this road, some construction rehabilitation. So I'm going to measure from here to the end where it terminates here. So I want to know the total length of this particular road that is actually beneficial for this town, this community here, this village. Okay, so let's get started. So if you want to measure a route, so you come to the show ruler icon here, you click on show ruler. So this is where you have the tools, all tools to do your measurement in the Google Earth Pro application. So you see the line tab, you see the parts, polygon, cycle, 3D parts, 3D polyline. All right, for this line part, you don't use it for measurement of continuous line. You can only use it for measurement of discontinuous line. What I mean is that you can only measure from point A to point B. You cannot continue. All right, so you don't use this when you want to measure the length of a route. You use the part tool. All right, so you click on part, then you can now start to measure length. So I'm going to start from here. You click here and you just follow the route the way it is actually bending, or if it is going straight, just follow it and make sure you're actually picking the center line of the route so that you are not going to get some missing information. All right, so keeps going straight this way. I think it's straight to this extent, down to this, down to this. So you can see the moment you keep clicking to measure, the length increases. Right, if you make a mistake, you can just right click on your mouse and it's going to go back to the previous point. Then you can just continue to adjust your point, okay, and terminate here. So you can see The length here is in kilometers. So in case you want to see it in other units, click on this drop down here. You can see it in centimeters, meters. You can see it is 2,801 meters, and inches, or you want to go with feet, depending on what you want. All right, but I'd rather go with kilometers. So the length of this route from the starting point here that I have to the end of the route, the road, is 2.8 kilometers. So if I want to give a cost budget for this, I already know how lengthy the road is and how much it's going to cost for materials, labors, and equipment, with every other thing that is going to be involved, how many days it's going to take. Right, so the project for 1 kilometer cannot be the same budget for 2.8 kilometers. So this is how you get those informations without actually visiting the site. So when you visit the site, you already have an idea of what you want to achieve on the road. Okay, so also you can actually have a elevation profile. If you click on this box, it's going to bring out the elevation profile. So you see, so if I hover my cursor around this profile, you will see also the arrow. So let me zoom to that. This arrow is showing the slope and it's showing the elevation, right, per distance. Okay, so what you can see here, this is at my 352 meters away from my starting point. The elevation here is 638 meters, above mean sea level, and the slope here is 0.3%. So if I keep hovering, you can just keep, you see the arrow going across the route. Right, so that is the beauty of using the Google Earth Pro for preliminary planning. All right, so that you can know what you are actually going to encounter. Okay, all right, and that's just how to achieve measurement of route, of distances. Okay, so let's go ahead to measure a property. So we want to get the area of a property in square meters here. So we'll be using this particular property here. From my previous video, I've extracted the coordinate of this edges here, 0.1, 0.2, 3, and 4. So you can go ahead to get the area in as much it is fenced, and you know the edges of your landed property. You can actually use this for preliminary measurement as well. Okay, so to achieve that, you click on polygon. Okay, so on your polygon, the tool will be activated and you can start to pinpoint the edges of your property. So I'll click on this, click on this. So you go clockwise just to make sure that you form a polygon to your property. All right, you can just go ahead to see the area here. This is in kilometers, so I'm going to click on the drop down to change it to meters for the perimeter. Why for the area? The area is the most important thing. Click on the drop down. The default is in square meters. If yours is in square kilometers, you click on the drop down and change it to square meters. So the area of this property here is 1,667.69 square meters. Okay, if I'm to convert that, that is up to 3.5 plots or so. Okay, and based on my units region here. All right, and if you want to see it in other units, maybe square feet, okay, you can click on that. You see the values, and this is how to measure the area of a first known property using the Google Earth Pro. Okay, so that's how to achieve some of the measurements in Google Earth Pro as a beginner without site visitations. So you have better understanding of your project site, the hindrances that may occur. If the area is inaccessible, like here it is very accessible, there are some thick bushes, you can see that it is very inaccessible. You should know what to go with, maybe with more laborers to clear your path to the site. Maybe you need arm backup and all that. So this is the advantage of using the Google Earth Pro as a beginner. So if you find this video helpful and informative, do well to hit on the subscribe icon, as well as turn on your notification to keep getting valuable tutorial freely. Thank you. See you in the next video.